Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my T Sharp Beat podcast, aka the Black Awareness Rally of podcast. You are rocking with your main man Pledge alongside my main man B.
What up?
You can be rocking with anybody else in the world right now, but we do appreciate you for joining us. So, what's going on with you, B?
Rona break, bro. On this run.
I hear you, man. I mean, it's shaking up the world, man. Got everybody in the house. I mean, just shut everything down. I mean, this is truly a unprecedented time, man.
Look, bro.
To the likes of I've never seen before.
I don't think only in history, bro. Only in history. So I don't know what to say to that.
I mean, how do you feel about it? I mean, do you feel like it's kind of overblown? Do you feel like everybody's taking the right precautions? What? How do you feel?
I do think that a lot of people aren't taking it seriously. Now that people are starting to kind of sort of take it seriously, they kind of panicking a little bit. I'm still kind of mad. A lot of people ain't staying in the crib, bro. Like, stay in the house. So the jump get over with. And the more it seems people are not obeying, it seems like the more restrictive our governments have to be. So yeah, man, I just wish people kind of just act right, man. Like, that's my main thing. Like, y'all chill out, go in the house.
I feel you.
About you, man?
Man. I think that it should be a hard lockdown for 2 weeks. Like, shut everything down for 2 weeks. But after that, we got to get back to normal sometime soon. Like, I think that, if we do have to shut everything down, let it go on for 2 more weeks. Like, shut everything down. Let people, if they have it, let it get out of their system because, they say 2 weeks is the time. But I do think that I am concerned that this will go on for months and months and months and months. And I just think that the recovery from shutting the economy down for months and months will be worse than what people, than what can happen if people contract the disease. So I do think we need to shut it down for a month. I just don't want it to go on for another 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks from today, it's supposed to be Easter. And so if things, say we shut this thing down real hard for the next 2 weeks, for Easter, we should be good.
Look, man.
That's my hopes. That's my thoughts about it.
Honestly, bro, I agree that's probably what's gonna have to happen. Cause I talked to one of my coworkers. She said her daughters and their kids, like they grown, but they're college age kids. She like they don't stay in the house. They be out like every day at the homie house, at the homegirl house, at the park, like.
Yeah.
And she got
I was gonna say, I think in your situation, I don't think kids should go back to school. Like I don't think kids should go back to school. I think kids, especially since the school year is so close to ending, I think they should just go ahead and not go back to school. But I think everything else should open back up in a couple of weeks. If we do the right things in the next couple of weeks, I think it should open up in Easter. But it has to be something that everybody agrees to, saying, hey, for the next couple of weeks, let's all agree to shut it down.
I don't think people are willing to do it, man. Like, I'm with you. Your theory about the longer they take to lock it down, the longer it's gonna take to stop. And
Yeah.
I know a lot of people panicking now about not having jobs, but as long as we got people out here just refusing to, like you say, just handle it on their own, as long as it's gonna take, bro. Like we starting to see people just being overwhelmed in hospitals because people just want to stay in the crib, bro. But I don't know, man. I don't see what's so bad about being locked up in the crib. Like it ain't even like they locking you down, like trolling the streets with a gun. Like yo, you step outside, you're gonna get arrested. Like I don't see the big deal. I mean, I see it, but yeah,
I
chill.
mean,
Just 2 weeks.
I,
Ain't that
I mean,
bad.
I think that I think what hurts a lot of people is the uncertainty of everything. Like if like when are things going to get back to normal? Like there's not a timetable for this, and I understand that you can't set a timetable for it. But one, there's no timetable for it, and then two, some people don't like. Some people are just willing to take that chance, like we saw with the spring breakers and everything. Some people are willing to take that chance of saying, "Hey, even if I do contract it, I might have a cold for a few days and I'll bounce back from it." So I think some people just don't think it'll take them out.
Listen, bro. Even if it don't take you out, it seems like it's like super easy to give it to somebody else.
Yeah, and that's the thing
And
is that you can have it and not know it. I think
yeah,
that's the scariest part about it is that like they were saying like with the Ebola virus or whatever is like there was no way for you to not know that you had the Ebola virus. Like if you
yeah,
had it, you knew you had the Ebola virus, and
and
so there that way it wasn't easy to affect because you knew if you had the Ebola virus not to go around people. But I think the problem that this virus has is that people have it and they don't know it, and
yeah,
therefore they're not taking the steps to be as careful because they don't even know they have it because the symptoms can be very not as severe in some people and very severe in others. So
man,
it's an unprecedented time, man. It's extremely unfortunate. With the way people are dying. People. Their world has been shaken up. Financially, everything, whatever.
yeah.
So it's a tough time for everybody, man. And I'm just hoping that it comes to an end sooner rather than later.
I will say one thing. I don't think the media is helping because for so many other important things, they kind of exaggerate some stuff, and then now people are like, well, we know the media lying, so we're just not gonna listen to them. And I think
Yeah,
that might have a bigger impact. Uh, your boy Donald Jalopy Trump out here talking about it ain't real, it's a hoax. For the first month of it, that ain't help. And then just some people just feel like they're invincible. So
yeah. I
it's a,
mean,
it's a, it's a cocktail, man.
this is the absolute worst time to play politics. I mean,
Right, right.
it's just the bad time to play politics, and unfortunately, that's just where things are at. I mean, the media, one, it's a business, so their job is to keep viewership and readership, and I think um, the more ideas or theories or false truths that are out there, the more people kind of cling to new information. And so, the media is kind of eating that up. And then, I mean, as I said, we can make every podcast about what your boy been doing this week. This week in Trump news, we can make a podcast out of that. But I mean, like, there's not a news conference where and he has one every day now, to where he doesn't talk about himself, how good of a job he's doing. Like
Man,
I
this
was reading something
cat,
the other day, this cat was talking about having a parade for himself for how good of a job
what?
he was doing.
The I would watch all of them, bro. But it's like this cat be just I don't know, man. I just got to turn the TV off. Like if I ain't controlling what's on the TV, I ain't watching it, bro. Like Jarrell be watching the news, I ain't watching it because it's just between him being a clown and then the rest of everybody else just trying to make everybody panic. I'm good. Like I'm not watching. Like
Yeah,
it's enough. It's enough information out there. What they telling everybody? Like 5 things they can do. Wash your hands. Stay home. Stay home. Wash your hands. Avoid touching surfaces. You know what I mean? Keep your stuff clean. And you straight. But don't nobody want to follow them real simple instructions, bro. Like you do you understand this toilet paper thing? I don't. I still don't understand why toilet paper is just such a big item right now.
I mean, I guess because if you got to be trapped at the house, man, you want to make sure you have the necessities, and that's one of the necessities. Like
Bro, you're
I
not
could
trapped. Like
I could tell
grocery
you
stores will stay open.
I can tell you I have not driven in 2 weeks. I have
You
not
ain't
driven.
been nowhere.
I haven't been anywhere. Like I've been outside to exercise every day.
Yeah.
Like I go for a run. Shout out to LA Keys. Hopefully the 20K is still on because I'm trying to get ready for that.
It was supposed to be in
It was a lot of fun
this
last
month.
year. It was supposed to be happening in June 20th. So I hope it's
Oh
still
man,
on. I
we
hope it's
should be
still on
good.
because I'm trying to get ready for it. But yeah, so I found a way to exercise every day. So I've been outside every day, but I
Yeah.
truly have not driven anywhere in 2 weeks, like 2 weeks, and that has never ever happened before. I'm trying to think if I've ever been on vacation for 2 weeks, and now I ain't at that level yet. So
Nah,
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 never
man,
not driven in 2 weeks. So
bro.
I think I might have to go out today though, because like I'm low on deodorant. So um,
But lucky for you, that's one of the things ain't nobody touching. If you go,
yeah.
I went to Big Lots and they had a 3 for $8 on some
Oh
Old Spice. So I saw
yeah.
that about a week and a half ago, and I was like, oh, gotta get it, gotta get it.
Yeah.
But
I don't know,
man, the
man.
only
I
time
gotta
I
go
leave the house is
somewhere.
to the grocery store, man.
Yeah, like I need to
That's the
get
only
some
time I'm
turkey
leaving the house.
bacon, some eggs, and some deodorant.
That's it. That's it. I think a lot of people are having a hard time sitting down, staying at the crib. You know what I mean? Like, again, you still have all this other stuff you can do. You can still go to the parks. Well, up until yesterday, but you can go outside for exercise. You can go to relatives' houses. You can go to grocery stores. You can go to Home Depot. Like, still a lot of places you can go. I'm like, yo, y'all chill out, man. Like, these governments are starting to put clamps down on people because people not taking it serious. And people not
Yeah.
taking it serious because they scared to stay in the house. I, I don't see what the big problem is, man. You got Wi-Fi, Netflix. I don't know. One problem I did
And
see.
and that and, no, I'm saying we gonna help people stay in the house a little later on the podcast. We're gonna give them our list
Oh, I run the
of what
gym.
they of how they can entertain themselves during this COVID crisis.
Look, man, let's we got what news galore based on the Rona crisis. We have tons of things you can do, but first and foremost, I thought this was the funniest news in the last couple of days. I think we're running out of condoms.
Oh wow.
Condoms, because those of us that are staying in the house, those of us that are Netflix and chilling, those of us who do have those extensive Rona playlists going up, getting it in. I saw a meme on Facebook. I mean, no, it was Instagram, and the girl was like, "Lord, please let the NBA season come back because I'm having to have sex with my dude every 4 hours." And then
Wow.
the top comment under, she like, "Girl, that's it. I got to suck his thing every 2 hours. My jaw hurting. Like, please lower it. Like, this nigga won't leave me alone.
Wow.
So,
Dang. So it's gonna be a whole, like, I guess around what, December, January, it's gonna be a bunch of Corona babies.
it's gonna be about 19 Coronas. It's gonna be some Aaliyahs and some Coronas.
Man.
Cats is getting it in, bro. And
Now what's the cause of the shortage of condoms? I mean, are just people just using them that fast, or were we expecting them to come from China and we can't accept them no more? Like, what's the deal? Like, it's just people are
because
they're in constant rotation, or what? Because I'm out the game, so I'm just learning to learn right now.
I want to say I'm out the game for the same reason you is, but I'm just up here by myself. Ain't got nothing else to say about that. Just nothing else is going on right now. Let me see. Bloomberg News.
Yes.
Running out of condoms because they 50% short. They're in Malaysia. So I'm guessing that's a problem.
Is that we have to import them, and they're kind of scared to import condoms?
It's looking like the factory closed for a week. And
I can hear old girls saying, "Hey, you ain't sticking that condom from me." Saying I can just hear old girls saying it. So
I think they're gonna be happy that, hey, I need to take a break. They saying condoms can get more expensive. Yeah, this is one place. So it's a combination of things because the production getting shut down. Dang, I thought it was because everybody was getting it in and using up all the rubbers. But nah, it's just because everybody can't go to work and the flights is getting delayed and all that stuff. So, oh well, that took the fun out of that. But
well, I mean, it's cool that everybody's getting closer to their significant others. So
yeah, let's talk about some of the stuff they watching now. Well, time out. Flipping the order out. Let's go ahead and do the Black Awareness Rap.
for sure. You
Uh,
want to go ahead and kick it off, or you want me to go ahead and start?
No, I get to it. Let me do congratulations to Octavia Spencer, LeBron James, but primarily Octavia Spencer for three reasons, or two reasons. Our Netflix miniseries was #3 in the country for views on that first week. So if you go on Netflix, you'll probably see it like top 3 in the top 10. She was given a significant pay raise because she's been getting advocates to finally speak up on her behalf. In addition to people that have been joining her cause and getting equal pay for the work she's doing as an actress. And very, very fine work, might I add. And she actually produced the Madam C.J. Walker miniseries. So big ups to her. That'd be the bikini moment, bikini contest segment.
And I heard, to add to that, I know you mentioned LeBron. I heard that mid-production, they were a little cash strapped, and LeBron and his, what is it? His is it Undefeated or something like that? But whatever his, but LeBron's company stepped in and like gave her a nice influx of cash to keep things going. I did hear about that on the Daily Show. So I know you mentioned LeBron, and he stepped in and helped out with that production. So
yeah,
all right, for my bikini contest moment, I would like to shout out a young lady. She was the first doctor to cure cancer in mice using nanoparticles. It's Dr. Nicole Green. Nicole Green's actually her hyphenated last name. But that's big. It said a young Black sister out here. Hopefully, now that it's working in mice, maybe we could, might help people out. So that'd be a big up for the sisters to lead that, like they're leading everything else in the world right now. So big ups.
Hey, huge, huge, huge. Um, my community moment. I'm not gonna take yours, but it's gonna kind of piggyback off of yours. Uh, Michelle Obama, in conjunction with a DJ, uh, were able to use Instagram Live to register over 200, no, over 300,000 voters in the voter registration drive. Um, Michelle Obama has an organization called When We Vote, and she was able to get that done last weekend. No, matter of fact, I think it was Monday. Days starting to blur together, but
Yeah,
on Monday, so
yeah.
that's
It
pretty
was.
huge.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a live event, of course. I think quite a few influential people in the entertainment industry were supposed to be a part of it, and I think they
Hmm.
were supposed to get together in Detroit to have the live event. But you know, just
Rona,
like I said, these determined sisters, they don't let none stop them. So
nah, man.
she went ahead and made it happen, man. And my community moment is I'm gonna give a shout out to Stillman College. It's a college in Alabama. In my work, which has kind of been heated up right now, I work with a lot of college grant programs and school districts, and so I had the privilege of calling into Stillman College's student success program, and I was blessed to hear Earth, Wind, and Fire for the
You know
for
something.
the whole music, and I mean, as I said, I like Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's my favorite band of all time.
Yeah,
Um,
not a bad
and
choice.
so and so when I heard that whole music, I just felt like I was at home. I really did. And to take it a step further, when you hear Stillman College, what's the first college you think of?
Michigan State.
see, see that
No, no, Hillman
Hillman
from,
College.
from the Cosby Show.
So I went
Cosby
I went to
Show.
the website, to get more information about Stillman, and their slogan just touched my heart once again.
What
You know what I'm
slogan was
saying, the slogan is preparing you for a different world. I'm saying I don't know what marketing geniuses they have at Stillman College,
it?
but
Same like you got.
that 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 person deserves an A for this semester. I tell you. I'm saying. So yeah. So shouts out shout out to Stillman College. Hopefully we'll be doing a lot of good work together. But yeah, as I said, sometimes man, it just makes you wonder. Like I know I had this conversation with you a couple of times. We went to a PWI, but
Yeah,
every once in a while you see things, you read things, or you experience some things to make you wonder how life would be different if we did go to HBCUs. We've had this conversation several times, and
yeah,
as I said, that was one of those moments to where, with it hit pulling at your heartstrings like that, or just the culture, the references to pop culture,
hmm
it's just dope experience. So
yeah. Uh, we certainly did have a experience at the PWI. We were attendant, but I do sometimes think it pales in comparison in some ways. But yeah, man, need to show as much love to them as possible. Uh, and Trump, because Trump just gave them a big lump sum of money recently.
yes. And
Uh,
I mean, he was quick to point out that that's something
yeah,
that Obama did not do. I mean, he can't just give and keep his mouth shut.
nah, you can't.
So,
Can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We'll take it. So,
yeah.
uh,
So,
hey, did you want to touch on your art moment or?
yeah. I mean, as I said, I'll touch on it. You kind of alluded to it too. DJ Nice, kind of started the live streams, which I mean, he got up to what 140,000 at one point with the
65.
star-studded list.
$165.
165,000 with a
Yeah, before the
star-studded
cutoff one
list.
time.
So I mean that's huge. And somebody who has a little bit of experiences on the ones and twos. I haven't done any live DJing during this period, but that's big time, man. And it's something that's well needed, something that people were looking forward to. And I know that right now, live streams might be a bit of a sore subject between you and I, but shout out to that brother. I'm saying he was able to get his going. So yeah, so D Nice, that's my entertainment moment for the week.
Yeah, man, that was certainly very huge. I didn't have a specific person because I just felt so. How did I feel? I don't know, man. I felt like there was a lot of positive emotional displays, a lot of love happening. In conjunction with the D Nice live set on Instagram, kind of sparked off a lot of people jumping in the live stream game, um, myself included, and it was just refreshing, man, to see that many people just coming together virtually to have a great time and to kind of chill and support each other. Because I know a lot of people, man, a lot of people been panicking. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people are afraid, and joblessness is certainly a very real issue. A lot of people have been affected adversely by the medical side of the virus. So to see those streams, like Manny Fresh had one, Questlove has been having one nightly. I've enjoyed that a couple times. Uh, Man, honestly, if you can think of one of your favorite artists, they probably did one. Badu, Erica Badu, Anthony Hamilton. I don't know, man. You just name somebody. They were doing one, and honestly, everybody except for one person that, to my knowledge, was doing it for free. And so,
Oh yeah.
it's making a lot of people feel good. Like now, people are looking forward to it. Like, yo, when's the next so and so live stream? When's the next party? Uh, so that's been awesome. I thought that was really helpful, man. Kind of make you feel like you still getting that impact from getting out and partying. So I thought that was pretty dope. So shout out to
Yes.
anybody that's got a live stream going that is not about a sexual act, because there's been a lot of those too. Uh, yeah,
Really?
man. There's been a few Instagram pages that have been getting flagged and shut down because, you know, music and sex, those two things have always been with us and they'll never go away. And so these
Mm.
guys, there's been a couple of guys that have been live streaming sex acts. So like they've been going live and then telling people to come in and, show why we should pay them to have sex online in front of us. So,
Oh
um,
wow.
yes, but people are gonna be people. So, uh, but speaking of streams and streaming, uh, what's on your Rona playlist, man? You've been getting one together, been cooking one up.
I
Let's go
mean,
music playlist first. Music playlist.
well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. After the Stillman College call, I did go back and listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire's greatest hits.
Yeah.
So shout out to Pops. I'm saying I think I stole that CD from him, but
You listening to that U track? That's one. That's my
what's that?
favorite Earth, Wind, and Fire track. It's called You.
You
It's like it's not a hit, but I just love it a lot. So it's not a hit. It wasn't a hit, so it's probably not on that.
I mean, my favorite song from them is Serpentine Fire. I have no idea what they're talking about,
I don't even.
but
But Serpentine
it
Fire go
hits
hard.
though.
It go hard.
It hits. It hit
It goes
hard.
very
But
hard.
as I said, what they're talking about, I don't know what kind of drugs them brothers was on back then, but
Look at that. You cats really be wilding out, but with the topic. But that's the one at the end where it started turning into like jazz at the end, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Serpentine
That's
Fire,
under.
it hits
I think
hard
it's
though.
underrated.
Yes.
Uh, One major thing I just been kind of stuck on, man. I'm trying to get out of it. Well, two things, two artists. Childish Gambino dropped a new album last Sunday. It's Donald Glover, the actor, and then this producer I know, not personally, but I know named Knowledge. He dropped a project on Friday. So between those two projects, man, I just been I've been really happy with music. Um, just been kind of looping a lot of the music on there, man. If you happen to catch the first iteration of me trying to go live on Facebook, that song I was playing was from Knowledge. So that's been really dope. And I got pulled into this Facebook group after posting about asking people what's on their Rona playlist. And in there, man, they even dropping gems like uh just like a lot of old school R&B, a lot of old school soul. I ain't seen Earth, Wind and Fire yet, but I've seen LTD Love Ballad.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just been a lot of people trying to get their mind right and get right for somebody to come visit them in that little group. But it's been pretty dope, man. I think
Yeah.
music is certainly going to be a wonderful thing to kind of connect people right now.
Yes.
So if you can turn off the news and turn on some music, get it done.
No doubt.
Uh, how's it been like having to share the playlist? Is it like a thing that do you have to share with the family, or you got your own thing going on, or what?
Um, well, I'm still working, so a lot of times I'm sequestered in my office.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
while in my home office, while everybody else is doing their thing. Disney Plus has been major for the kids. Like that is like that's been a big time for the kids, is them being able to watch Disney Plus
Yeah,
throughout the day. We had a family movie night the other night. We watched Black Panther, which was
that's what's up.
nice. So yeah, so kind of explaining some things about the continent of Africa, and although Wakanda was a mythical place, it is a representation of what we do come from. So that
Right, right.
was a nice, entertaining plus educational moment for us. So,
I ain't mad at it, man.
but
It's actually beautiful.
yeah, so Disney Plus has been major for the kids.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, but everybody, I mean, the only time we really share playlists really is when we in the car.
I got
Um, but if we're not, in the car, we pretty much or we come together for family movie night or something like that. But other than
you. Yeah.
that, it's pretty much everybody just rocking to what they feel. So
See, you see this? Can you see behind me in the corner down there?
yeah, I see Dolomite and who's the
No, man,
young
that's
lady?
Major Harris. That's Major Harris.
Huh?
Major Harris. You probably can't
Oh,
see the angle I'm at.
oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I thought that was Dolomite. My bad.
No, you look about the same. Let you see
Yeah.
that, and then you see the ever legendary Whitney Houston album.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it's just been like a cool time. If you can, man, get on and get your IG live account. I mean, not IG live, Instagram, just Instagram. A lot of people have been hosting parties on there, so um,
Yeah.
you probably find somebody to do something that you enjoy on there. Uh,
Yes.
streaming, man. Let's get to the streaming with the Netflix dramas. Uh,
Yes.
one big topic in the news lately. Um, something that kind of takes our mind off of the coronavirus incidents and gives us something to think about as a community. Has been the Octavia Spencer miniseries on Netflix. Self-made, Madam C.J. Walker story. Um, I enjoyed it. It's very nice to watch. It's pretty. The costumes are wonderful. It was awesome. It was black as hell. Uh, it gave a lot of people, like a lot of new artists, actors, actresses, a chance to come up. Gave some old beloved names a chance to re-up. And it was a very nice spectacle. Did you have a chance to catch it? Any of it?
Actually, I didn't. I'll be 100 with you. I haven't seen any of it. I'm familiar with the story of Madam C.J. Walker. I've heard a lot of the reviews on it, and a lot of the, I guess, the criticisms of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of had a conversation with you, is that I don't think there's any perfect piece of work to where somebody can put something out and the and everybody will agree with it or rock with it. I think no matter
Except
what,
Coming to America.
it's yeah, yes, but that yeah, but I mean it's a fictional tale, but I think that as long as it's some kind of historical piece that is supposed to be that's supposed to be factual, I think people will always disagree with it. And so that's more the general conversation that I would like to have about it is why does everybody have to react to everything, as if they were there themselves? So that's where I'll start the conversation at.
The debate has been the historical accuracy of Self-Made. Three large items. Well, the biggest controversy with it has been the portrayal of Annie Malone, Annie Turnbow Malone, who was a piece of the composite character by the name of Addie Monroe in the show, in the miniseries. A lot of people were upset because Annie Malone was misrepresented by the character Addie Monroe. And so if you're not familiar with Annie Malone was, by all intents and purposes, Madam C.J. Walker before Madam C.J. Walker. Hair care, beauty industry. C.J. Walker used to work for her, and before she went out and struck out a business on her own, she had a miracle hair growth formula, opened up a ton of schools around the country, to employ women. And there is a consensus out there that she was the first Black female millionaire. It's not very well documented, so it's not verified by any government officials or people like Guinness World Book of Records. Now, I, along with several other people, took exception to how Annie Malone, was portrayed in the show. Players say, man, y'all shut up. It's just Black people having a good time. Let people have a good time. Yeah, I would if people that watched it weren't so gullible and easily influenced and just kind of glossed over it. I've heard some comments like, oh, y'all was real doing mad thinking it was a documentary. It was supposed to present like actual facts. It's like, nah, that ain't what the problem was. The problem is anytime art gets put out, what up, man? People take it as gospel. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people don't want to do the work, to do some research on their own. But you got to take into account what people that are consuming the material are going to think. So that was my problem with it. And then why you couldn't just say Annie Malone hired her and taught her how to do what she was doing? What was so bad about that? I ain't got no real problem with that. That would have took away from the storyline.
So I mean, how was she portrayed in the story?
In the movie, she was portrayed as a light, bright sister that C.J. Walker had an issue with because she was a light, bright sister. She was portrayed as a person that called C.J. Walker ugly, too ugly to work for her. In the story, she was told Addie Malone was a insecure woman that was constantly trying to follow behind C.J. Walker and keep up with what she was doing and trying to one-up her. She was this very pretty woman that was only listened to because she was pretty and light-skinned with long hair. And so because of that, she developed a complex. So, and she was supposed to be a rape baby. So the slave owner raped her mama, and she's a mixed baby. She's a mulatto.
Man, so they went pretty hard on her, huh?
Yeah, and they didn't emphasize the success that she had. They made her seem like she was somebody that was always trying to trying to step behind Madam C.J. Walker at every turn. And then at the end, they were saying she was chasing behind CJ Walker, trying to sue her for using some of her hair growth formula to make her own stuff. So technically, she was the villain.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what a lot of people are upset about. Her niece got involved and was like, "Yo, y'all made my aunt look bad. Y'all lied about her." A couple other sites I sent you saying she technically was a mentor because she gave her leg up. She took her on top of the game. Then she went out and did her own thing. I don't like that we had to like bash somebody else's legacy to prop another one up. Like I just really don't think that's necessary.
I feel you there.
Yeah, like I was thinking about this saying you had winners worrying about winning, and then losers worry about the winners. In that situation, it kind of seemed like they turned Annie Malone from a winner into a loser that was worrying about CJ Walker the whole time.
Oh,
So, and just a couple people I talked to, man, they was like, well, I don't care if Annie Malone wasn't real, like she wasn't like that in real life, because in the movie she was nosy and insecure. I was like, that's not what she really was in real life, man. So a lot of people starting to
yeah.
think that. I just feel like it's irresponsible. So, uh, still a good miniseries. Still enjoyed watching it.
Yes.
Might even watch it again, but I know I'm able to look at stuff objectively, and if I see some inaccuracies or something that I don't think is sitting well with me, I'll look into it. So, but don't let your kids think Adam Malone was like that, man. Monroe, tell your kids the same thing you told them about Black Panther.
Yes. Will
So,
do.
yeah. So I'm sure YouTube. Matter of fact, let's see, they got a YouTube video for it right now. The second biggest issue I heard about it was it was making brothers look real bad in the movie, the miniseries, man.
I heard that as well, man.
I heard they was out there, man, made us look real sensitive and confident and dependent.
I mean, but what if that was the case? Like, what if that was actual though? I mean, it's not like that never happens though.
No, it's not that it never happens, but there was nobody in the film the miniseries that wasn't like that. Like
Oh, so every dude in the film was like that? Wow.
it was, everybody was a monolith. I was like, y'all just, every dude had his flaws, which is normal, but it just at no point was there a whole character developed from the male point of view, like or as a man. Like none of the male characters were fleshed out and developed. It was either you was a villain who was running numbers, you were a misogynist, uh, you were a cheater, you were emotionally uh, unavailable, you were
So,
jealous.
so they led
Uh,
with devices, huh?
as like the closest we got to a man that, oh, I guess the best example of a man they gave, which I'm sure nobody cared about, was a guy that was running her number, like her front offices. He's like a CEO basically, and he was kind of running everything, make sure stuff was up to par. But he even had a moment where she was like, "I can't trust you," and so now he's untrustworthy. But he's been running your business for like the first 10 years. He made a misstep because he didn't investigate where some money came from. But yeah, bro, what's going on, man? Was me and Tio seem to think it could be a bit of an agenda. Like it seemed that way.
I mean, that's the thing is that this happened so long ago, is that it's tough for one, it's tough for anybody to come out and dispute. I can understand Annie Malone or Addie Moreau. I can understand people disputing her, because stuff is written about her and what actually happened. But that's the thing about this thing that happened close to 100 years ago, is that it leaves a lot of gray area for people to come and say, was he really like that or was he really not? Or are they just going off of what, not singling any one man out, but just saying how this was the stereotypical or the typical black man at the time.
I just find that real hard.
Lumping everybody into. I mean, as I said, I with what we've been able to accomplish, that not every guy was like that.
Right.
with what we've been able to accomplish, I ran into something yesterday on Facebook to where a guy was like, where I think he asked a group of kids, what do you think about when you see black men? What do you think about when you see black women or whatever? And all the kids answered, like all of them were negative. Like every answer that the kids offer were negative. Like black women loud, bad attitude, video vixen, men violent, pimps, players. They didn't give the demographic of the kids, but they were just like, "What do you think about?" And the teacher even tried to clean it up. They're like, "No, we're not talking about the negative attributes. What do you just think of? Period. When you think of black men and black women?" They're like, "No, this is what we think." And then he went even further to say, "Well, what percentage of black women and black men do you think fit this criteria?" And they're like 70 to 90% of them.
Damn.
And so, I think middle school age.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it wasn't a group of black kids or black kids may feel that way. They may feel that way too. But I just think that whether it be now or historically, is that black people have been portrayed in a certain way in a certain manner, and whether it be internally us or externally other folks, the way they see us is just comes with a lot of negative connotations.
So therein lies my problem with the Self-Made miniseries on Netflix. We're finally at a place where anybody could tell their story. And the only thing we worry about now is your backing large enough to reach a lot of people, right? But we can change the narrative of everything. So it just really propped up this standard or this notion that niggas ain't shit. Like, well, chicks is hustlers now, getting money, which again, statistically proven that's an accurate statement. And looking at the the miniseries, it seems like we've been doing that for a very long time. They even they portray Booker T. Washington as the misogynist, and that was pretty messed up because he was an advocate for women's rights and spoke on behalf of a lot of women and at a lot of women's conventions. Was it self-serving? Who knows? But being the largest African American at the time to show up in places and speak for and with women, that's a big deal. But then to go into the miniseries and just show them as, just the trope for misogyny. Now it's no wonder that these group of kids are saying nothing but negative things. Here we are. We made this miniseries, and the only good thing we had to say was black women be hustling. That was it. Nothing else. That's the only thing we want to teach people. So that's what I'm talking about, bro. Like we're not being responsible with the images we're putting out because so many people consume our content, and nobody's. I ain't gonna say nobody. Very few people are trying to be as careful as they can about how we're being portrayed.
Yeah.
Like, we always blame rap music. Oh, rappers. ball players, athletes, all these entertainers, all bad guys, right? Cool. Now we telling our own stories. We got our own production companies. Tyler Perry out here making us look like buffoons. Don't enjoy any of his work. A bunch of cross-dressing buffoons. Everything is a distraught, distressed woman. Every black man is the villain in that story. I'm like, bro, I can't support that imagery. That's not how all black men and women operate. Not every black woman needs to be saved, and not every black dude is out here trying to trample a black woman. I don't like it. That's why I'm refusing to support it. I know people see it and be like, man, it's just entertainment. It's not entertainment because you got people that cannot see past just images on the screen being a representation of how millions of people behave around the world.
Or they may not see anything to counteract that. That's
Whose
the
job
only
is to
image that
show
they
it?
see. What's
Whose
that?
job is whose job is it to show a counteract? Because this is
I'm
this
saying,
is
but by
art.
proximity, though. I'm saying, but by proximity, they might not see. Like, I just pulled it up, and it was a brother. They said authentic images versus alien images, and this is it says a few years ago, I asked a group of students, "What are the predominant images you see of Black people in the media?" In other words, how are Black people often portrayed in movies, TV programs, and music videos? The students'
Mhm.
responses were not surprising. On one side of the board, I put Black male. On the other side of the board, I wrote Black female. These are the answers that the students gave in all 5 classes that I asked. Black male, violent, criminal, disrespectful, pimps and players, deadbeat dad. Black female, bad attitude, loud, teen, unwed mothers, welfare mothers, video vixens.
So
So
now
they
look,
said that that's how we're portrayed in media.
bro. Remember Blair Underwood?
That's movie. Yeah.
Remember how dignified he was in the '90s and how respected and revered he was by the women?
Yes.
Remember him and Denzel was like co-planar for like hottest brothers on TV and all that stuff, and the kind of man you want to be with, all that, all that fanfare that was going along with their stardom.
Yes.
He was C.J. Walker in the Madam C.J. Walker story. He was the husband
Yeah.
that was emotionally dependent, jealous, weak, and cheated on Madam C.J. Walker. So now, apparently, Blair Underwood, his perception has been changed to the nigga that played the husband that cheats on his wife because he's jealous and sensitive all the time.
Because of a role he played as an actor.
Apparently, hey, Drew, wasn't he in a Tyler Perry movie too? So because he did those two things in two very wildly popular pieces of art among black women, people our age group are starting to look at him as, oh, that's the dude you call when you want a dude to play the jealous, insecure, cheating black husband. I'm like,
So
dang.
so people can't separate
No, no,
entertainment
ain't,
from.
ain't nobody doing it, bro. And that's what I be telling people. Like, I get it. It's like 5 or 6 of us that can look at something and be like, it's artwork and it's this and it's that and it's a problem because some people are going to see it this way and it's a good thing because some people are going to see it that way. We very few people that look at things objectively and not put your emotion in it. And I really don't like that it's such a large part of the artwork that we're producing now.
I
So
mean, when you say producing, you have to understand that. I mean, I know you gave Octavia Spencer a big shout out early or whatever, but you got to understand she's not a historian though. She's not somebody who went and got a degree and got a doctorate in Africana studies. She comes from the entertainment industry, so
I'm
you
not.
have to look at who's telling these stories. So you
She
have to.
told the
I'm
story
saying
one,
so they're telling a story from not from a historical
bro,
Africana studies
bro.
view. They're telling the story from an entertainment purpose. So that's the thing is
Let
who's
me.
telling the story,
I'm
and
gonna
that's the
tell you.
lens that they're gonna paint the story in. is what's historically accurate. I don't know. I was in acting school, or what's more entertaining. So I mean, I think that has to be taken into account of who's writing a story and the lens that it's going to be painted in.
I'm trying to make sure I give you the correct information here, because I remember seeing that the story or the miniseries is based on the writings by her niece, grandniece. So I get it. There were some artistic liberties that were taken, and I get all that. You got to fill in what you can because we wasn't there every day of our life to get all of that, and of course you're not going to be able to catch it in 40-minute long episodes. Completely understandable. But how did you manage to make sure you painted everybody as the villain? Like, for example, in the story, her daughter was a homosexual woman, and she was a closeted homosexual. But you know how that went. You know, everybody knew, but as long as they didn't do nothing around the family or embarrass anybody, people was like, just keep that over there. Like, she was married to a man, but she was living a life as a homosexual. And so instead of her just being the buffoonish homosexual daughter that's just all about self and fun, they actually gave her a character arc where at the end she saw the meaning of her mom's legacy, the importance of her work and the importance of preserving it. And she turned into this person that was serious about the work of preserving her mom's legacy and even started expanding it. And so at the end of the story, the daughter went from being, you know, the aimless, drifting, entertainment obsessed young lady to, oh no, I got to preserve my mama's legacy and I got to expand it. So I'm like, well, how come nobody else got that character arc? How come nobody else got a chance to be fleshed out and turned into somebody we should know, take noteworthy of, right? And it was written by, it was based on a book that was written by our relative, C.J. Walker's. So this is coming from the family. So it was loosely based on it, granted, but your interpretation of the gaps that you fill in is to make every man look bad. Is that your interpretation of it? It's like, okay, you have all this room to work with. Well, that nigga cheated. He might have cheated for real. Like, hey, if he cheated, he cheated. Ain't nothing you can do about that. Cool. You telling me when no other man in the interactions of C.J. Walker a whole character?
Now, let me ask you this, though. I mean, I think we touched on this on a previous podcast.
Okay.
Black women, they have a seat at the table now. They're able to put and produce things in their vision of how they see things, right?
Right.
Black men have had this voice before, mostly through entertainment, whether it be music, you know, movies, things like that, or whatever. And Black women haven't always appreciated the way they've been portrayed by Black men, especially in hip hop music. And you know, do you think that Black women are like, all right, now we got our chance? I'm saying, I mean, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right at all, because I mean, neither one should do it to either one. Black women should not put down Black men. Black men should not put down Black women. Do you think that now they're like, this is our shot?
It's hard not to say yes, man. It's hard because, again, I know that's not every Black woman. I know that's not every colored woman. There's no way possible for 24.1 million people to have the exact same opinion on the topic. So that's not what I'm saying. But these portrayals, Doug, these prominent portrayals of how they feel about the dating relations and marital relations, gender relations, it's hard not to see that as the dominating viewpoint. Like I know there are different ones. Obviously know there are different ones. But it's real hard to see where somebody's like trying their best to make sure other people are saying, we don't feel that way. We don't think that about all black men. So my thing is, and according to your question, it's it's petty. It's petty. Like it's not necessary. I don't think what black men have been doing in music and all of that has been the best thing. I'm not saying misogyny is right. I ain't saying being a pimp, having a ton of hoes and all that was right. Never said that, never will. Do we need to be like, okay, for the next 100 years, we just gonna bash y'all? How does that make anything different than what the men have been doing? If you have a problem with that, why you don't have a problem with what's happening now? I just feel like people don't want to take accountability, dog. Like, real deal, just trying not to. Like, matter of fact, let's get into it. Steven Jackson, former NBA ball player, NBA champion, I think with the NBA or the Spurs.
Spurs, yeah, with the Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, he's a respected dude in the game. Not a legend per se, but he was a glue guy. He was like a Draymond before a Draymond. Kind of the same style and attitude towards the game. I'm a tough guy.
Not
I
too,
work hard.
not too many people wanted that smoke with Steven Jackson.
Right,
Let's
right.
just say that.
Yeah. So William
that's kind of what he's known for.
Huh? Yeah, Captain Jack is what they call him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
stats.
Yeah, recently he released a video on his Instagram stories or live. I don't know how he posted, but it was on Instagram. And he was just lamenting the fact that he felt like he made a ton of mistakes when it came to choosing partners to bear children with. And he was trying to caution young black men to not end up the same boat he was in. And then he explained how he felt about his position after saying, don't do what I did. And he wrongfully said, bitter black women are worse than the cops. That's what he said. That's how he felt. Cool. I don't agree with that. Don't agree with that. Now, he was taking accountability. The entire video was him saying, please don't do what I did. I fucked up. I messed up. Blah, 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 blah. Be careful about who you choose to sleep with.
I mean, and just to put it into context, he said that he had women by five. He had children by five different women.
5 different women. And that was a bad thing.
And I mean, and he did say that, hey, don't do it. He encouraged young brothers to find one woman and start a family with. Right. And I mean, he did from that point of encouragement.
He said all of that.
That's a good message. They should have him speak at the NBA's rookie symposium.
Right.
To get these young cats right.
And that's self accountability. Like, he's blaming himself, right? Now, again,
and the millions that he also mentioned the millions that he's had to pay in child support to these different young ladies. And he was just saying what it was or whatever, not glorifying it, not making it seem better than what it was or whatever, but just explaining the situation. So yeah.
Right. So again, I don't think it was the most the perfect example of how to take accountability for your life. We ain't praising or paying Steven Jackson for being this oratorical genius. He ain't never been that. So anyway, there's that. But because he has a platform, because millions of people may know about him or listen to him, black women took exception, and then they did what they seem to be doing in the media. They flipped it and attacked him. Oh, well, where you supposed to be? How you supposed to be better? Ain't nobody tell you to go out here and hunch all these sisters and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, the entire premise of the video was I messed up, don't do what I did. Avoid these types of people if you can. But when nobody trying to hear that, everybody was like bashing him. Oh, we tired of black men he wasn't putting nobody down. He said avoid a segment of people in the population if you don't want to end up like me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that again, if you don't speak in this perfect, I know it's hard to do, but this perfect way, this exact way that leaves no room for interpretation, people gonna misconstrue what you're doing. Like the CJ Walker spot. We got grown-ups out here not being able to dialectically think about what's going on and just looking at it as something to be a reason to step on a platform and a soapbox.
And I'll kind of go back to what you said about Madam C.J. Walker's daughter, of how she was able to live a certain way, but through growth and evolution, she was able to become a different person in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that we don't necessarily allow people to do as much now as we did before, just because back then not everything was documented, not everything was recorded, and we didn't know everything about every person. But I think now, especially in the council culture, is that we don't allow somebody to bounce back or overcome mistakes that they might have made in the past or whatever, even though they've grown and matured past said mistakes.
Listen, bro, you right about that because everybody want to be God, everybody want to be judge and executioner. That's what the entire concept of the Saw franchise, the movie franchise.
Yeah,
One dude have the God complex. When I picked up on that after like the second one, I was like, I'm not watching this no more. He made 7 different movies about this one man having a God complex. I was like, I can't watch this because this dude is not the end all be all for people's lives. And much to what you're saying, the cancel culture is trying to be the end all be all, judge and jury execution for people saying one thing wrong or saying the right thing the wrong way.
yeah,
But I'm not absolving the CJ Walker documentary. Some responsibility you got to take for it. This ain't the time to just go out here and try to bash people because you mad at what somebody else did. This eye for an eye stuff ain't working, bro. Because why? We
true.
the ones losing. White people
Yeah,
ain't losing. Spanish people, a large population of them ain't losing. They get in these political positions.
I
Marco
mean,
Rubio, like running the
and,
state, influencers. Who we got? Andrew Gillum. That's the most influential dude we had coming out the state.
and
What
I
we got,
mean
bro?
his political career is over now. So
It ain't over, dog. He just got to hide for a little while. That's
I
my
mean,
person.
I said it to somebody. I was like, Andrew Gilliam, he is so thankful for this coronavirus
Yeah,
because this crap did not get out
perfect
the way
timing.
it could have. I
Yep.
mean, he probably like, I mean, it was so swept under the rug under all this coronavirus stuff that some people don't even know what happened to this brother. But
Some
as
people
soon as he
don't,
try to run for something, it's gonna come up though.
but he could spin it. He already
He could
started
spin
spinning.
it,
So
but
he
but
already
yeah,
started.
but he is one person. I don't know how many people are thankful for the coronavirus, but Andrew Gillum is one of them.
He happy. Yeah, that was brutal, bro. But um, that begs the question, man. Who's gonna have a perfect legacy? Who's gonna be able to preserve the legacy that they have? Madam C.J. Walker's legacy has been preserved. Uh, it just got enhanced, buffered by this, not buffered, buffed by this miniseries. But Booker T. Washington legacy just took a hit.
There's only two black men that are uber popular that have like have gotten out scot free. They haven't even gotten out scot free because they're still living.
To my
It's
Michael
only two
Jordan,
black.
Barack
No, no, no,
Obama.
no, no. Michael Jordan got a whole bunch of bull crap that he had to come through. LeBron James and Barack Obama. Those are the only two.
Woo.
And the best. I mean, as I said, I wish Barack Obama the absolute best, but he gotta
He got
something.
to hide
He
for the
gotta
rest of his life, dog.
he gotta hide the rest of the life or just die right now.
That's
Like
the only
I do
way.
not wish that on the brother, but
That's the only way.
he the only one that's gonna get out scot free.
And that's, you know why?
Why?
because of who his wife is. Yep.
Michelle, yeah.
As long as she feel loved and express that she feels that way, and she feels supported by him, even though in the book she lamented the routines and the lifestyle they had to lead to get to this point.
Yeah.
As long as he got her support and she's advocating and stomping for him, he's straight, man.
I mean, and then LeBron too. The thing that helps him out is that he's with his high school sweetheart essentially.
Yeah.
So he hasn't had to go out and do everything. So I think you make a great point there. Is that these are two brothers that have been in long term solid relationships with the same lady. So I think that does help out immensely. But
I mean, Jay-Z been with his wife for a long time.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, Jay-Z, yeah.
He doesn't get the same reverence because he admitted to they let people into their marriage. And like any marriage, it wasn't perfect. And so people wanted to be mad at Jay-Z. Now, anybody out here talking about half the rumors Beyonce got going on about her infidelity, but that's another subject. We're not here to be petty with it, but I'm just like, this is my takeaway from Beyonce, Jay-Z, LeBron and Savannah, Michelle and Barack. These are three examples of people that are fighting and doing the work against the societal norm to be in some black love situations.
Yep.
All three of them got a reason to be real petty and be like, F it, I'm done. I'm done with black woman, I'm done with black man. And just be out here like the rest of us on social media, just sit here crying for nothing. These people putting in the work to fix it and make sure it's working. Jay-Z whole 444 album was about, I need to fix myself.
Yeah.
Beyonce's Lemonade album was, I tried, I wasn't perfect, I'm hurt, I'm damaged, but I still want to be with you.
And Jay-Z's last album was considered a family album.
It was a family album. Everything about it was
a family album, yeah.
I need to do better. My bad. I didn't know. I thought this is how I was raised. I messed up a lot. Please don't leave me.
Yeah.
Well, we're not talking about that though. We're not talking about that on the internet. Niggas ain't asked. Women is tripping. I don't know who's telling us to do this, but I got a lot of theories, a lot of historical documents that prove white people getting exactly what they want out of black love and gender relations.